friends! Welcome to Storytime at the Met. My name is Simone and I'm really excited to be here with all of you today. You can come and join us every Thursday at noon for a different story and activity. Once everybody gets a cozy seat, we're going to get started with our Storytime song like we do every week together to the tune of This Old Man. Okay? We're going to count to 3 together to get started. 1, 2, 3. Welcome, friends. Get ready, get set for story time at the Met, where we love to read and sing and look at works of art and picture books. We'll use our eyes to look and see. We'll use our ears to hear stories. Now let's take a seat and give a shh. Let's begin with our first book. That was really awesome, you guys. Round of applause. Okay, today we're going to be reading A Girl Named Rosita, the story of Rita Moreno, actor, singer, dancer, trailblazer. This book was written by Anika Aldamuy Denise and was illustrated by Leo Espinoza. A Girl Named Rosita. Juncos, Puerto Rico, 1935. In a tiny cottage tucked between El Yunque Peak and a wild, fragrant rainforest, lives a girl with the rhythm of the rainforest in her feet and the sweetness of the sugarcane fields in her swishing skirts. A girl named Rosita Dolores Alvarado, who loves to sing and dance for anyone who will watch her. Step, turn, snap, kick, swirl, jump, twirl. And here we have Rosita dancing with all of her family. Or for all of her family, I should say. Until early one morning, Mommy whispers, "We are moving to the mainland." "But why isn't Francisco coming?" asks Rosita. "He will come soon," Mommy says. "I am taking you first because you are a big girl and you will not cry." So Rosita does not cry as she waves goodbye to her baby brother. In the dark, cramped cabins of the crowded passenger ship, Rosita is quiet and brave. Can you spot Rosita on the ship? There she is, waving with Mommy. After days of wobbly decks and stormy seas, a statue of a woman wearing a crown rises up to greet them. "Where are the trees and the flowers?" asks Rosita. "They will be back in the summer," Mommy explains. That night, Rosita dreams that she is back in the tiny cottage with Francisco. When she wakes, she does the one thing Mommy thought she wouldn't. She cries. Do you think you would be sad if you had to leave home? I would, but it's good that Mommy's there to take care of Rosita. Rosita's new school is a fortress of brick where children tease her for her accent, darker skin, and curly hair. "Corre," she tells herself each day on her way home from school. "Run, so the bullies don't catch you." Out of the cold and away from noise, she returns to a home that isn't home. And you see her running away and up the stairs. "When is Francisco coming?" Rosita asks. "Ay, hija," says Mommy. "Pronto, pronto," which means, "Oh, my daughter," but some people say "my love." Soon, soon. If only she knew more Ingles, she could tell the bullies, "Déjame en paz, leave me alone." So while Mommy scrubs and scours and sews and sweats, Rosita practices Ingles in secret. You can see her practicing in the mirror. Is leaving behind her native Spanish like letting go of her native island and all the things she loves? Fields, flowers, Francisco? Rosita stops asking when Francisco is coming. Her heart tells her that he will stay in Juncos with Papi and Abuelo, and she will stay in America, where she must learn to speak Ingles. Day after day, she practices until she can speak Ingles perfectly. I am Rosita, and I am 5 years old. She finally got to introduce herself to all of her classmates, and they all look so happy to talk to her. Just as Mommy promised, the leaves return in the summer, bringing color to the concrete city. Tiny glimpses that feel like hope. Rosita smiles again and dances. Does that park look familiar to anybody? I think if you've been in New York, you might know what park that is. At 6 years old, Rosita begins dance classes. Paco Cancino is famous, Mommy tells her. He is the tío and teacher of Rita Hayworth, the movie star. Tío is a translation of uncle. So if you say my Uncle Bill, you might say my tío Bill instead. Dancing the Sevillanas, Rosita is a bird rising above the rooftops, speaking a language that is all hers. Forward, forward, back, back, kick, pasada, right, swing, back, side, hold, ole! After 3 long years of lessons, Paco Cancino pronounces her ready to perform on a real stage. And you can see Rosita's a little older now because she's been training for so long. The music begins. Strum, strum, strum. Rosita takes a breath. Cut, cut, cut. On stage, she is home. And you can see her dancing for everybody. Soon, Rosita is dancing for troops, acting on the radio, and recording Spanish versions of hit Hollywood movies. Why not me? Rosita thinks, seeing the studio starlets sparkle in the screen. I can be a leading lady too. She looks a little upset. When Rosita is 16, Mommy marries Eddie Moreno, and Rosita decides that she will take his name. She chooses the last name Moreno, not because she loves Eddie like a father. Mostly, he seems like a stranger, but because it is easier for American casting directors to pronounce. And Rosita is ready to be a star. Then, a miracle happens. Louis B. Mayer, the head of MGM Film Studios, wants to meet her. Look how excited she is. Her palms are sweating as she shakes the hand of the man who can change her life. Sign her, Mr. Mayer says with one look at Rosita. Rosita Dolores Alvarado Moreno is on her way to Hollywood. The meeting that changed her life. In Hollywood, Rosita's name changes again. This time, the movie studio chooses it. Ruby Fontino, Marcy Miranda, Orchid Montenegro. Please, she prays, anything but Orchid. I've got it, says the casting director. How about Rita, after Rita Hayworth? And from that day forward, Rita Moreno she will be. And you can see that they're writing Rita Moreno on her casting chair. Rita Moreno is ready for Hollywood, but Hollywood isn't ready for Rita. After years of teaching herself to speak perfect English, she must fake an all-purpose accent to play maidens, enslaved people, and Spanish Spitfires, the only roles that Hollywood will give to a Latina. Some days, she wants to quit, but she's come too far to give up. One day, she will play a character, an authentic character who is bold, proud, and strong. It seems like everybody thinks Rosita is one thing when she might be a lot more. In 1959, the newspapers announced that Hollywood is making West Side Story, the hit Broadway musical, into a movie. This film, this part is everything Rita's been waiting for. Sounds like we've had an accident on another part of the room. I think everybody's okay over there, so I'm gonna keep reading, okay? I'm gonna start this page again. I'm really sorry about that. In 1959, the newspapers announced that Hollywood Studios is making West Side Story, the hit Broadway musical, into a movie. This film, this part is everything Rita's been waiting for. She auditions for Anita, a proud Puerto Rican female lead. For a month, she practices. Step, turn, snap, kick, swish, jump, twirl. And you can see her practicing her dancing. When the test camera rolls, she is Rosita again, back in the concrete city. Corre, run, out of the schoolyard, past the bullies in the street. Tears, anger, fear, and scene. Jaws drop at Rita's emotional performance. Then cue the music. Horns, strings, percussion. Step, turn, snap, kick, swish, jump, twirl. The role is hers. Rita is Anita. Bold, proud, and strong. And look how happy she is now. She finally got the role she's been waiting for. New York City, 1962. In barrios throughout the city, Puerto Ricans gather around their television sets to watch the 34th Academy Awards. No Puerto Rican or any Latina has ever won an Oscar. A sacred silence descends, and a collective breath is held. Who will take home the award? May I have the envelope, please? Rita Moreno in West Side Story! She won! She won! She did it! Her fans cry. I can't believe it, says a stunned Rita, clutching her golden statue. With the pride of the people on her shoulders, Rosita Dolores Alvarado from Juncos has made history. And there you go. That is gonna be the end of our book. We have a timeline of Rosita's life up to 2020. And then a note from the author. And that's it. That was so amazing. One of my favorite parts of this book is how Rosita was always so strong. No matter what difficulties came her way, no matter how anybody saw her, she was able to overcome that and be true to herself. And that's really beautiful. It also made me think a lot about music and dancing because part of her life is singing and dancing and performing. And in the Met's collection, there's an instrument specifically that probably was used when Rosita was making her movies. It's the Conga. It was designed by Martin Cohen in 1966, which is only 3 years after Rosita wins her award for the Best Actress in West Side Story. It's about 33 inches, so if it was standing here to the floor, that's about how tall it would reach. And you play it by lifting it between your legs and having a little bit of space between the floor and the bottom of the drum. And you can play it on the edge or on the inside. And depending on which part of the drum you hit, it'll make a different noise. So on the edge, it's a really light sound like doom, doom, doom. But on the middle, it's really deep, like doom, doom, doom. So you make music by combining the different types of sounds. So I was thinking, if everybody is interested and if you would really like to continue to feel the music like Rosita does, you can make your own song this week as an activity. So if I was gonna write a song, something that was special to me and made me feel happy, I would say, my name's Sim and I'm here to say that you all made my day because I'm so happy that I got to spend time with you today. It was really great to be reading with you today. And if you'd like to keep up story time, you can come join us every Thursday at noon. It was great reading with all of you today. I hope you have so much fun making your own music. Bye, everyone.